Russia sends massive aid to Iran, but is it really just food? A massive convoy organized by Dagestani's authorities, the Red Cross, and the Pure Heart Foundation crossed into Iran through Azerbaijan's Astara border post this Friday. The convoy carried 150 tons of humanitarian supplies meant to help civilians displaced by the ongoing war. This comes after Russia already delivered 13 tons of medical supplies by air in mid-March and over 300 tons by train just this week alone. Officials say the aid is purely civilian. Azerbaijan's customs cleared it, the Red Cross approved it. But not everyone is convinced. Iranian dissident Mahir Tusi publicly questioned whether these convoys are secretly carrying weapons for Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRG. He pointed to similar Russian convoys sent during the Ukraine war, where aid trucks were later linked to military supplies. Russia and Iran have been growing closer since the war began on February 28, when US and Israeli strikes first hit Iranian soil. Is this genuine humanitarian support? Or is the world watching a cover operation play out in real time? The answer could change everything. Iranian forces set a ship on fire in the Strait of Hormuz. A cargo ship tried to pass through one of the world's most important waterways, and Iran turned it into a fireball. This is not a warning. This is a message to the entire world. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRG, attacked it. The ship is now on fire. Iran had already announced that the Strait of Hormuz was no longer open to all nations. Only Russia, India, China, and Spain, if it formally requests permission, are allowed through. Every other country blocked. The Thai vessel ignored that restriction, or perhaps didn't take it seriously enough. That was a deadly mistake. This attack sends a direct and brutal signal to the international shipping community. Iran is not bluffing. The IRG is actively enforcing its blockade with force. The Strait of Hormuz carries nearly 20% of the world's oil supply. Every ship that burns in those waters sends oil prices higher and global markets into panic. The world just watched Iran prove it means business. The question now is, who's next? Iran blocked ships at Hormuz, directly defying Trump. Iran's Zerg Navy intercepted 3 major vessels attempting to pass through the Strait of Hormuz this week. The ships, Chinese-owned CCCL Arctic Ocean, CCCL Indian Ocean, and the Marshall Islands flagged Lotus Rising, were stopped for entering a restricted corridor without proper permits. This was a direct and public challenge to U.S. President Donald Trump, who had claimed the vital waterway remains open. Iran proved otherwise. The IRG made its position clear. The strait is now closed to any vessel connected to U.S. or Israeli allies. No permit, no passage. The consequences are already visible. Shipping traffic has dropped sharply. Hundreds of vessels are now sitting idle outside the Gulf, waiting. Oil prices have spiked above $107 per barrel for Brent crude. Western leaders are alarmed. This crisis has been building since early March, 1 month into Iran's war with the United States and Israel. But this week marked a turning point. Iran is not just threatening to close the strait. Iran has closed it. Every idle ship, every rising oil price, every rerouted cargo vessel is proof the world's most important waterway is now a war zone. War enters week for missiles, fire, and aboard President. The war is 4 weeks old. Iran is still firing. Civilians are dying, and reports say Trump is bored. This story gets stranger and deadlier by the day. 4 weeks later, the war is still raging and showing no signs of stopping. Iran has responded with wave after wave of drone and missile attacks. Just this Friday, a strike hit Kuwait's port, igniting fires and sending shockwaves through the region. On the American side, U.S. forces report they are successfully degrading Iran's military capabilities. Over 850 Tomahawk missiles have been fired. The U.S. has even deployed cheap uncrewed boats to counter Iran's sea drones, a sign the battlefield is expanding in new and unpredictable directions. Oil prices have crossed $100 per barrel. Civilian deaths are rising on both sides. Iran has rejected every U.S. ceasefire proposal that comes tied to nuclear restrictions. And then there's the report that shocked Washington insiders. President Trump is reportedly growing bored with the conflict and has paused some strikes amid tensions inside the White House. A war, missiles, burning ports, thousands of casualties, and a president who's losing interest. History will remember this moment. Iran is fighting the war with Lego videos, and it's working while the bombs fall and the oil burns. Iran has opened a completely different kind of front, the internet. Iranian state media has released a series of satirical videos using AI animations and Lego-style depictions to mock U.S. President Donald Trump and Israel. The videos are sharp, funny, and deliberately designed to humiliate. Watch this video, and they are working.
Okay, that's enough!
You got 10 seconds! Believe me, you don't want this! 5 seconds! Very serious situation! 3. I'm ready!
One last chance! You know what? Forget it. Let's do this the smart way. We talk. Okay, let's make a deal. That's a good point. I'll take it. Best negotiation I had today.
And they are working. The clips have racked up millions of views across social media platforms. People worldwide, not just Iranians, are sharing them, praising Iran's propaganda strategy and laughing at the leaders of the world's most powerful military. The videos coincide with Iran's unverified claim of its 84th missile barrage under Operation True Promise 4 as the Strait of Hormuz remains closed and oil prices near $114 a barrel, but behind the laughs lies a darker truth. Thousands of people have died. The US has already spent over $18 billion on this conflict. Supreme Leader Khamenei was killed on February 28 when the war began. Iran is under siege, and yet Iran is winning the information war. In 2026, the battlefield isn't just in the sky or at sea, it's on your phone screen, and Iran just proved a Lego video can shake the world just as hard as a missile.